Good morning, teacher. Good morning, classmate. Our report is all about nature of exogenic processes.
Exogenic processes include geological phenomena and processes that originate to the Earth's surface. They are genetically related to the atmosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere, and therefore to processes of weathering, erosion, transportation, deposition, and denudation. Exogenic processes play an important role in the formation of relief and create a variety of landscapes.
Withering this routine. The broken down of the dissolve of water and minerals on the of the earth, water, ice, silt, plants, animals, and changes in temperature around all agent of weathering rocks and veins broke down and first called a research trip 3 points the base of rocks and minerals away.
In short, weathering is the breaking down or dissolving of the rocks and minerals of the surface of the earth.
Physical weathering, also known as mechanical weathering, is a process of disintegration in rocks, soils, and minerals without any form of chemical reaction whatsoever. Which means the damage or disintegration of the rock is not there is no very specific reactions. It's just literally caused by force. Force or force. For example, three great examples of this are one are one ice wedging, where in cold climates water builds up inside the rock, and when it builds up inside the rock, and when the temperature is brought down, the water turns into ice. And since ice causes expansion, it causes the water to solidify but also expand, it will immediately break the rock. Second great example is plants. It's plant wedging, or through the roots. This is very common, where you see it's very common to see one of it. But what happens actually is the roots does not know where to go to. If a tree doesn't know where to go to, and immediately and instead punches through the rock and eventually breaks off. The third one is through water, where in rivers or streams where in rivers or streams it rocks fall down. Rivers or streams and waterfalls, rocks eventually got caught on the stream and becomes and immediately fall into other rocks, immediately causing their and obviously damaging and disintegrating the rocks. Now, so yeah, those what that is mechanical. That is that that's and yeah, sorry. So that is mechanical weathering or physical weathering.
Factors that affect the physical weathering. First is the ice wedging. Ice wedging is the H2O seeps in rocks when it is expands, and it cracks rocks into smaller pieces. Number two is release of pressure. It is the surface rocks erodes when rocks flakes like onion layers. So number three is the growth of plant. Growth of plant is the roots grow into cracks and push rocks apart. Animals burrow and push apart the rocks. And the last one is the abrasion. Abrasion is the sand and rocks carried by wind, water. Ice wears away surface rocks when rocks collide, most common in windy areas.
Chemical weathering describes the process of the chemical rainwater making changes to the minerals in a rock.
Carbon dioxide from the air is dissolved in rainwater, making it slightly acidic. A reaction can occur when water comes into contact with the minerals in the rock, causing weathering. Chemical weathering is caused by rainwater reacting with the minerals grains in the rock to form new minerals, clays, and soluble salt. This is chemical weathering, a process by which rocks break down as a result of chemical reactions. Takes place when chemical reactions act on the minerals in the rock. Occur between rock, water, carbon dioxide, oxygen, acids, lead to formation of new minerals. Changes both chemical composition and physical appearance of rock. Oxidation, hydrolysis, carbonation, organic acids, and acid precipitation.
Factors that affect the chemical weathering. First is the water, because it dissolves rock chemically. The second is oxygen, because the rocks that has iron in it mix with oxygen and rust. The third is carbon dioxide, because CO2 dissolves in rainwater and weathers marble and limestone. The third is living organisms, because acid from plants and roots chemically weather rock. The fifth, the last one is the acid rain. Why? Because air pollution reacts with clouds and falls on rock acid rain. So, erosion is those rocks particles get carried away by wind, water, ice, and gravity.
Erosion by water. Erosion by water changes the shape of coastline waves constantly crash against shores. They pound rocks into pebbles and reduce pebbles to sand. Water sometimes takes sands away from beaches. This moves the coastline farther inland. Erosion by wind. Erosion by wind carries dust, sand, and volcanic ash from one place to another. Wind can sometimes blow sand into towering dunes. Erosion by ice. Erosion by ice can erode the land in frigid areas on the same mountain tops. Glaciers move slowly downhill and across the land. As they move, they pick up everything in their path, from tiny grains of sand to huge boulders. Erosion by gravity. Gravity pulls any loose bits down the side of a hills or mountains. Gravity erosion is better known as mass movement.
Additional information in weathering and erosion. So, regolith. Regolith, when watered rock remains in place and remains in its pure state. Sediment, when weathered material is removed from the site of weathering. Moving water, it is the main agent of erosion. People, nowadays, people become one of the cause of erosion. Weathering and erosion. So, weathered rock material will be removed from its original site and transported away by a natural agent. Fermentation is the process in which particles separates from a liquid because of gravity. Mass wasting. Mass wasting is the movement of rock and soil downslope under the influence of gravity.
It is triggered by the following factors. Over-steepened slope. Rapid movements are commonly found in steep slopes, while slow movements are found on gentle slopes. Water. Rainwater adds weight and acts as a lubricant to weathered material. Earthquake. It is a vibration and also a factor that triggers mass wasting. Vegetation removal. The lack of vegetation cover to hold the loose particles. Slump. A slump is a type of mass wasting and results in the sliding of coherent rock materials along a curved surface. Solifluction. The solifluction is the slow downhill flow of soil. Earth flow. Earth flow is a downslope viscous flow of fine-grained materials that have been saturated with water and moves under the pull of gravity. Mud flow. Mud flow occurs when mud travels down a slope very quickly.
Debris slide. Debris slide is a type of slide that characterized by chaotic movement of rocks, soil, and debris mixed with water and ice. Debris flow. So the debris flow is the moving mass of loose mud, sand, soil, rock, water, and air that travels down a slope under the influence of the gravity. Rock flow. So it occurs when pieces of rock break loose from a steep rock face or cliff. Soil creep is a slow, gradual movement of soil or regolith downhill over time.
Geographers study the Earth's physical characteristics, its inhabitants, and cultures phenomena such as climate and the Earth's place with the universe.
Variability and weathering. How and why types and rates of weathering vary, as both the local and regional spatial scales are of particular interest to physical geography. Climate, the type of rock, lithology, and the nature and amount of fractures and other weaknesses in the rock are the major influence of the effectiveness of various weathering process. Understanding how specific rock weather in natural setting is important for explaining the characteristic of regolith, soil, and relief. But it is also important in our cultural environment because weathering affects building stone in addition to rock and its natural setting. Why climate affects weathering process? Because high temperatures and greater rainfall increase the rates of chemical weathering.